RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? LB Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth the GOAT artist, the Soul War, you know what I mean? Ring Gang.
Yes, sir, ringing in the motherfucking house as always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what up? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxer in the building. Ring Gang, let's get it.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer. Yes, sir. So yeah, man. So yeah, this past weekend, we had a somewhat interesting card on paper. Showtime headline, by the hand speed god, Gary Russell, making his fifth defense of this, of his WBC featherweight title, against Tugstsogt Nyambayar. I tried it again. I think I got it somewhat. Or King Tug, as if you want to be on that.
Pause.
Yes, for TUG. For regular niggas. But before we talk about that fight, there were two other fights on the undercard, on the main undercard. The opener.
Robberies.
Damn, nigga, I didn't even get a chance to say what the hell that shit was, man.
I mean, but it was a low key robbery, like.
Oh no, there's no question about that. And what we're talking about for people out there is Jason Velez versus Jaime Arboleda. This was it was an interesting fight on paper to a degree. I mean, LB himself, when we talked about lit up, he was like, "Oh, okay, right." I was like, "Okay, So, and Arboleda on record is a puncher. Now, how the fight played out. I mean, there are a couple of things that we saw. Arboleda, I mean, the commentators were just going on and on and on about Arboleda's left hook. I mean, did he really land a left hook that really had Velez in any type of trouble?
Nah, but he ate some left
Fuck
hooks.
no.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
He kept getting hit with left hooks and right hooks and everything, really.
Yeah, Arboleda, his defense was leaky as fuck. Yeah, I was like, they'll harp on his nigga's left hook. He's getting hit with every punch in the book.
Nah, leaky is an understatement. The fucking floodgates open there.
Yeah, for real. Yo, Munguia had leaky defense, or has leaky defense. Jared Hurd has some leaky defense. This dude was floodgates open. Every hurricane was able to come through, no problem.
Right. Yeah, and on top of that, his footwork was atrocious too.
Goodness.
Yeah, he was throwing into his punches. He was off balance as hell throwing a punch. I was like, damn, this. How did he actually get to the point of being 15? How did he actually score 13 knockouts with this type of with how he punches?
His footwork. Yeah, he had some damn had to be
hands galore.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah,
career fucking mode.
Yeah, and pretty much I think Velez, Jason Velez was having his way with him pretty much for the first half of the fight, but Velez got tired. He
fell in love with all the work he was doing.
Yeah,
because he was just piling up points, and it wasn't just how say for instance a Herrera could outbox you, make you look bad. Besides the Benavidez fight where he just kind of just beat the kid's ass and got robbed. Yeah. But how he'll outbox you, he'll aggressively outbox you, jabs and move, and you'll look bad. But this was on some whole nother level. Jason Velez was outboxing him, he was outslugging him, he was hurting him. Mm-hmm. It was like an undressing.
Yeah, and also too, although Jason Velez, was ebbing a little bit slightly. Arboleda, I think, pretty much he was done by when he got into the later rounds. Dude was just he was winging his shots. Like dude was getting hurt with everything, everything.
Yep.
You know, it was just, and then I think finally in the 12th round, but like Jason Velez, I think hit him with like a couple straight right hands and sent him to the canvas. And even after the first, because there was a first knockdown I thought was a knockdown, but they didn't call it.
Yeah, no, it was to me. I don't know why they called it a slip. I mean, I get why they called it a slip, but it wasn't a slip to me.
It wasn't. No, his knee touched. If your knee touches like that, that's a knockdown.
Yeah, he was still hurt. Like he.
Yeah.
That's why I felt like it was still a robbery, because it's like how you lose so many early rounds, and then it's like you don't really do nothing that much in the second half, and you get dropped. Like, I mean, we should have got the PBC draw. Real talk.
Yeah, we should have.
Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Even a draw wouldn't have been.
No, it would have been a robbery still, but you know, I wouldn't feel as bad. Like for the action fight we got. Like, I mean, you're gonna job somebody. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta job them that hard. Like, I'm so desensitized by the PBC draw. I was just like, I guess it's not that bad. I mean, you take your career momentum, you finesse it to a bigger payday. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
he can't even do that.
You wanted a Oprah like PBC. You get a draw. You get a draw.
you so look on your seat.
Yeah,
oh, man.
And I'm not even high Jason Velez like that. I always thought he was a washout, for a hot minute, But dude, I mean, and they were saying like it might his last chance, and like dude really went. Oh, and
gave Ryan Garcia a decent scrap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, he could have finessed his way into a rematch off of this performance.
Yeah, I like Velez is good. I just felt like isn't he like kind of known for his long layoffs? I feel like a bunch of times he's like went kind of wild without fighting, like in almost 2 years without fighting.
Well,
he wasn't taking shit serious.
There's that. Well, he did have that wild he was on a 4-loss fighting streak or whatever, man. Like he lost 4 fights in a row, from 2015 to 2016. It was something crazy.
I know what you're about to do. You know what this is giving me? Devin Alexander coming backs, flashbacks. Jason Velez gets his shit together, puts on a great performance, and gets fucking robbed. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, well, I mean, even after that, I mean, he stopped Juan Ma. After that losing streak, he gave Ryan Garcia a tough fight. He knocked out Orlando Cruz cold. He had been active in coming back, but yeah, he deserved this win against Arboleda. Arboleda is, this should have been an L for him and a learning lesson. But
it should have been and then I don't know what's the wrong with not giving them the L, because we just seen the fucking unified junior middleweight champion come back from a worse L.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean that L should have been. I mean, Arboleda. I mean, to me, it's done him probably more harm than good to actually give him the victory.
Because it's like he was still competitive, because he landed some big shots, but there was too many flaws, man. Too many things that I feel like needs to be corrected and worked on. He has the footwork of a novice, and that's being nice.
Right, exactly.
God damn, Rome moved better than him. Come on. No, I'm serious. Fuck that.
And it was, even the scores, Arboleda only won by 1 point on 2 of the cards, and the other judge had Velez winning by 3 or 4, some shit like that.
Which was the right score.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, it was a hell of a fight and a hell of a way to open up the card. That shit, had people engaged.
That was a good fucking fight. Man, that was a good fight. Should have been a doubleheader though.
Yeah, the next fight, however, the next fight was a tale of 2 fights. It really was. That would be first. It'd be Guillermo Rigondeaux facing Liberio Solis for the regular version of the bantamweight title. And the one thing,
GameStop belt.
GameStop.
And one thing about PBC that's pissing me off though is the fact though that they'll recognize the regular title, and sometimes they even drop the regular belt. Like you don't know who the fucking real champion is. Everyone knows the real WBA bantamweight champion is Monster, who is wreaking havoc right now.
And for them saying that misinformation bullshit, you got people actually wanting a fight with Rigondeaux and Monster.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You know, I mean, but if it has to be done, like if PBC wants to be like, you know, calling him the WBA champion, then you gotta let Rigondeaux get that super fade. That's what Monster does. You know, he's one of the few fighters that escalates shit into a super fade, and you know, to prove that you're right, to prove that he's right. So you got to, you know. So if Rigo wants that smoke, which he does, because he said he wants to
let's go monster hunting.
So be it. You gotta do it.
Monster hunting. This ain't the Monster Squad. He gonna need fucking Frankenstein, all of them niggas, the Jits with the bikes, all of them. This ain't no fucking movie, man. He don't want that work.
Oh, I bet you he does. He definitely does. And like I said, this fight.
Rigondeaux.
And like I said, this fight is.
That fight was trash, man. Oh my goodness.
No, however, no, the first round was not. The first round was actually.
First round was lit, but then after he seen like, oh shit, this dude about to knock my ass out. Hold on, let me get back to my bullshit.
Yeah,
stop it.
That's what it was, though. That's literally what it was.
It really was. Like Rigo. Because I mean, first of all, I've already voiced concern that Rigo shouldn't be going down to 118 at an alleged age of 39. That's
you
not
seem like he couldn't take punches for shit. Like,
yeah,
he took more punches from the other dude, and he was able to fucking, you know, take them and throw back. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, Seha is an actual 122 pounder, and so is Rigo. So I think that's it. But when you drop weight like that at an age like that, it has an effect. And Solis is not a puncher. He's really not. I mean, he's 36% KO percentage. He's not a puncher. So the fact that Solis was lighting him up, which he was, like he lit him up at least 3 or 4 times. Like because when Rigo got clocked, he held on for dear life. He did it multiple times. Yeah. Like I mean, I was just waiting for Solis to body him. I was like, okay, this is about to be a lit fight. But then Rigondeaux, being who he is, he's not a stupid fighter. He made a change. He made a quick adjustment to a style that most people do not like. The tale of two fights.
But it fucking worked.
Couldn't even. It barely worked because this is the thing. It's like there was rounds where he was barely throwing punches. He was moving. It was just barely. It's like you knew once the fight got like that, no matter, even if he looked half-assed doing it, you were just gonna automatically give him the round because now he's fighting his fight.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing, yeah. Because it came down to because I remember I was listening to the commentators, and like because Paulie was trying to argue for Solis because Rigondeaux wasn't doing anything, but fucking Farhood came in and was like, no, because it's not effective aggression, because it wasn't. He was just landing more, but wasn't doing anything, and Rigondeaux was pretty comfortable fighting his fight as he always does. And then once he started throwing punches and hurting Solis. So I don't know. It wasn't boring to me. I enjoy Rigo's skills.
Oh my god, that fight was dumb boring. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah. And like I said, because after the first round, you wanted to see what Rigo could actually do.
That fight was worse than the Herd and the damn Swift fight. Both Swift fights combined. That's how bad that fight was.
Yeah, and then the thing is, though, I was hoping that Solis could actually make an adjustment, but Solis was more because Rigo does that thing where he holds his right arm out, and then he moves and he holds his right arm out, and the referee never told him to put his arm down, because you're not supposed to do that.
See, I would just punch a nigga fucking arm, yo.
But the problem is with that is the one thing that Rigo has a sledgehammer left hand. And that was the thing, like the left hand kept Solis honest because when he got clocked in the 7th round, Solis did like a dance and Rigo went in for the kill. Like, that left hand of his is powerful. And I think that was the only reason why.
Yeah, if you stay at a distance, man. If you smother Rigo, it's like his punching is damn like almost ineffective.
However, but if you do that, he also holds too. That's another thing that he did.
Man, fuck that old holding shit, man. Put that work on his old ass, man.
And that's
Elise was too busy damn sucking and jiving and damn talking shit with this dude, man. Like two old dudes. It's like two of your uncles start fighting at the picnic. But one of them used to box and the other guy, you know, he used to just box on the street, so That's what that shit was. And it's like no one would just break it up, so they went the whole fucking 12 rounds.
Yeah, and and it was a split decision too. I was thinking, okay, I'm thinking to myself,
because one person looked at it like Paulie was.
Yeah.
But that's what ring generalship comes down to. Ring generalship. This is why ring generalship is so important. Because if you have excellent ring generalship, if you can show that you're controlling the fight without even being all that effective, that means your ring generalship is stronger.
Right.
But I don't think he was controlling the fight. Like, just I don't know. I guess
I'm talking about Regendow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like no. I'm talking about because Regendow wasn't effective for shit like that. Like this wasn't the Regendow from the Donaire fight, or the Tion Kennedy fight, or any of the motherfuckers where he's lights out.
That Rigo's kind of gone. Yeah, that Rigo's gone. He's not coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, one thing about that style is Rigo, bro. I mean, like, because before Rigo's movement used to be a little bit more. It used to be a lot better. Like, I mean, age just clearly took a toll on him. Like,
it's not even the legs. Like, his legs were it's the reflexes. His reflexes.
To me, it looks more reflexes and timing than the legs. Like, I felt like when he got hurt, he still moved his ass out the way.
Well, no, it's I think because like they were trying to compare him to Lara, but because I know that's been a kind of comparison how they slowed down, but like it's different. Like Lara's legs are shot. Rigo's legs are fine because Rigo's not like Lara. Rigo's defense was like even when he was on his defensive shit, Rigo was never a big mover like that. He would make you miss he would stand in the pocket and make you miss. That's why I fucked with him so much.
He was more cerebral, like
yeah.
Regendow moved just enough. Like you'll circle the ring and shit, but he never just went out of the way too much where he couldn't really counter you or do anything. Like I felt like he moved a little more around Donaire, but I think that's because Donaire was such a puncher. But even then, it's like he cleanly outboxed guys. So
yeah,
like you can't compare the two. Lara moves around a lot, and so eventually all that moving catches up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with Rigendow, it's his reflexes, and you could tell. And it seems like I've noticed this for the last couple of fights. Like I feel like he's like in that moment where he's like he sees the punch coming, and he's trying to move out the way, but he just can't get out the way quick enough. It's
I think it's because he be so inactive, and he just wasted so many years fighting them jobbers and just. Remember, then he had the extended long-ass amateur career, but still, this the pros. Yeah. So, I mean, he kind of... And then you put in these type of performances. It's like, who wants to see this nigga fight besides King P and 200 other people? Like, I'm saying it's like, if there's never been like... I almost want to say, like, he is a wasted talent, but not because he still accomplished a lot, but I feel like he like raised his potential like he could have.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Rigendow because he made a pro adjustment way too late into his career, and then it came at the expense of, let's say, his reflexes. Like but
then he was on this bullshit with the damn not fighting and shit. Like we all criticize Ward for it, but it's like no one wants to damn get on Rigendow for it.
Ward purposely did what he did, which he deserved criticism. Rigo, once he beat Donaire, like I mean, you can see that Top Rank was pissed about that because he didn't do it in the way that you can draw money.
Even when he left, like what he been doing like that, like come on, like I swear niggas excuses.
He had bad promotion. That fucking Caribbean Promotions that he was under was useless.
And that's still his promoter, if I'm not mistaken. It's this co-promoter.
Yes, still a co-promoter.
He has that excuse, and then people say, "Oh no." People say, "Oh, he's not making good fights. He has opportunities. What he do? He puts on these bullshit ass damn runathons."
Yeah. Like I'll never forget like the shit that he had on the I think it was on
the Beckel card. It's like, come on. It's like Regendow done had chances, man.
No. I'm talking about the Canelo Cotto card. He was like the opener or whatever that shit. This nigga, like he had a jobber that he could.
He stumped that out.
Yeah, I was like, it's like, do you want people?
That was a bad fight. The Beckel fight, it wasn't that bad. It could have been better, but it could have been worse.
It was that bad after you done seen a fucking fight of the year and somebody get ruined. It's that bad.
Exactly. You know, after you see fucking Kirkland ruin fucking
Glenn Tapia.
I'm
sorry, you gotta literally that was the reverse of the shit that was in Miami with the Andre fight, like and that fight was better than the damn Regendow Beckel. I'm a Beckel fan. Like
shit, I remember watching Rigo with Beckel because I was in a hotel room after my Christmas party, and I was hungover, and I'm over there like slugging down Arizona's after I was like, yeah. And then afterwards, I watched Rigo and Beckel. I was like, man, my head does hurt. My head is hurting. It was like,
wasn't that the day that if I remember correctly, HBO was Showtime was running a card too. It was HBO and Showtime both running a card.
Yeah, but my hotel room didn't have HBO. I mean, no, it had HBO. It didn't have Showtime.
What was the Showtime card? I can't even remember.
Paulie and Tab.
Oh, that was trash.
No, the fight.
The card was good. The main event was trash.
Yeah,
the card was overall before that was pretty good.
Who else was on that? That was some PBC niggas.
Yeah, no, Porter beat
Porter. That was on Porter and Alexander.
Yeah,
that was rough. That wasn't no.
Darrell Beaker won. That was a dope fight.
Yeah. Hold on, which one?
Darrell Beaker.
Oh hell yeah. That was good.
Nah, come on, Porter.
No, that was
Porter
decent.
Fight, the Porter fight wasn't bad. Like he's had some rough.
Porter.
Fights.
No, I didn't say Porter Alexander was bad. It wasn't no great. It was better than the Brook fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was better than the Berto fight. So but it wasn't no great fight. Like no one goes back to rewatching.
It wasn't a great fight, but it was.
That was a rough night of boxing. Actually, you have a Beaker fight and then damn Sean Porter afterwards.
Yeah, there was a Laura fight on that card too. Laura and Trout.
Oh god, yeah. That was a hard night of boxing to get through. What the fuck y'all was talking about?
No, but that was a good fight.
You sandwiched two good fights with damn two trash fights. And Trout Laura, on paper, it was a legit fight. Don't get me wrong, but that shit was a chore to watch. That was just as bad as Trout Delvin Rodriguez.
Ugh, yeah, no.
It was much worse.
Yeah, we'll never bring it back.
That fight was bad. That card was even worse.
Yeah, no.
I'm saying the Trout Rodriguez fight was even like that's all time level.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
Yeah. We don't ever talk about that horrid fight ever.
That's Marquez Gaining levels bad.
But yeah, guys, we just went off track, because we do that on occasion sometimes.
Moral of the story: don't put a good fight on and then have us talk about a bullshit fight.
Yeah. Now Rigondeaux, like I said before, now he wants to go monster hunting. After this. Now, will PBC let him? That remains to be seen.
No, we don't. No one wants to see.
No, they probably will because he'd be cannon fodder at this point.
Yeah,
sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, because Ringo. Honestly, Ringo is. He's on borrowed time right now because he's slowing down. But he has his left hand. He still has his power, but he's slowing down. It's better to have him cash out against in a possible unification fight than possibly him losing.
Hold on, wait.
Even though it's not a unification.
unification
Get the
fight,
GameStop
man.
belt.
Stop drinking the fucking cool. You listening to them niggas? They done hypnotized you.
No, I mean, I'm talking about you as in I want the WBA to stop handing out these fucking regular belts. So yes, to unify, get these fucking these extra WBA bits the fuck out of here.
Hold on, if you find one of the Infinity Stones and you break it in half, and one guy gets it, but he has the bigger half, he has the bigger piece, and another guy has a smaller piece.
Is it really
he really unifying? Or are you just taking back what's his?
Yeah.
Well, either way, I mean, whatever it takes for Rigo not to be called a fucking champion when he's really not.
Yeah, I mean, I have no interest in any of his fights right now. Like, I don't even want to hear about Rigondeaux Donaire too. I think Rigondeaux would lose actually that one. Like, I'm good on that.
Yeah, I mean, Rigo. I mean, like I said,
it's funny. I think Donaire is in a better place now than he was back then, and I think Rigo's in a worse place than he was back then. So it's like opposites.
It depends though, because Donaire took a beating and a half from Monster, so who knows how he actually is.
He
right
gave
now.
one too, though.
Yeah, he did. It was a two-way beating, but I mean, I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
Donaire.
he got a tough fight coming up anyway, like Donaire.
Yeah, Donaire. I mean, he's still with the other Oakley, the WBC bantamweight champion. So yeah, I mean, yeah. But like I said, it all depends how Donaire is actually, if he actually fully recover from that Monster beating, because he took an ass whooping in that fight. So, but yeah, I mean, it remains to be seen. Like Rigo, if he's in the mix, so I mean, PBC either has to cash him out, or he loses to another Julio Ceja type of opponent eventually.
Yeah, because honestly, he's 2 good punches away from a loss to me. Like, I feel like if Solis would have pressed him a little more, if it would have been a younger fighter who was on some, man, fuck this. Like, I know he's 40 years old. I don't respect my elders.
Yeah.
He just cammed him. But this dude was like, oh shit, hold on. He's old. I'm old, but yeah, I don't want all this.
Yeah.
It still made it a close fight.
He did.
Damn, the 2 uncles fighting. I'm good, man.
Yeah, and so now, which brings us to the main event, as we mentioned before, Gary Russell and King Tug. Now, earlier in the day, I got to watch another featherweight fight on the undercard of the Kell Brook DeLuca card, where I happened to see Tug's last opponent, Claudio Marrero, fight. And I saw him pretty much get his ass whooped by a non-puncher and get stopped. So I'm thinking to myself, man, if Kid Galahad, of all people, can whoop Marrero like he did, and Tug couldn't, then I'm thinking to myself, then I was like, Gary's probably going to wash this cat. And sure enough, he damn near did.
No, the fuck he didn't. Stop that shit. He didn't wash it.
Like, this kid.
No, the fuck he didn't. Yes, he won, but that fight was not a wash.
That was more like a 116, 112 type of fight. Like,
that was more like a
110
type of fight.
Hell no.
118, 110. What the? I could see if somebody said 117, 110. But I just didn't see like this big fucking whitewash that some people seen. Like,
yeah, no, that shit was
it looked that way early, but then it kind of felt like it was a little tussle going towards the end of the fight. And
because Tug put pressure on him and actually kind of got. Gary was tired by the 9th round. Like by the 9th, after the 9th round.
That's why. And the one thing,
God.
But he wasn't putting he was beating him like. But I don't feel like Tug wasn't really. I'm sorry, Russell wasn't really putting the heat on them a lot of the shots like that to me.
Well, let's put it this way though.
These just turbo.
Yeah, what's the thing? Mongolian fighters, they're teeth tough though. I mean, like all of them can take a whole boatload of punishment. They don't go down easily.
Yeah, we know that. For some reason, the people that people can't knock out are always the tough ones.
Yeah, the Mongolian fighters. Yeah. I mean, there's not the one Mongolian fighter that I've ever seen that's ever been knocked around. You can't. They're pretty hard to to knock out.
Hold on, what about that La Vaca? No, wait, was he Mongolian?
Yeah, he was Mongolian, but he wasn't getting knocked around. That's for damn sure. That Lafka Sim, yeah, I remember that motherfucker. Yeah, he wasn't getting knocked around. He could be outboxed, but he definitely sure wasn't getting, like, he kept coming forward.
No,
like,
he got busted up a lot.
And he kept coming. Like, he wasn't getting hurt.
Point taking, but I'm just saying, like, it just a lot of times it feel like Gary Russell Jr. He don't be putting real hands on like the higher competition. Like, it seemed like he just throwing at the target, but when he's fighting the jobbers, it's like that's when he's punching through and he's like knocking them into the wall on some boys in the hood when dude come home and he's mad about the cops and shit and he just swinging. Like that, Gary Russell be letting loose like that on them bombs, man. But the lesser respected opponents.
I definitely don't see a struggle. Like, I mean, dude easily was a 118, 110 type of fight.
I didn't say it was a struggle, but it was not that. It wasn't a wash. Like,
yeah,
it was closer than people are making it out to be. Like 160, 112.
Basically, all Gary had to do, like his jab was. All he was doing is like using his jab and slipping Tug's right hand. That's pretty much what he's doing. And and Tug was too slow to.
But he still got touched up, like, and you see Gary Russell's face.
Yeah, like I said, by the ninth round, I think after the ninth round, he was tired. He was getting hit. He was getting hit a little more. He wasn't able to keep him off of him. The pressure got to him. That's why I still want to see Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz fight, because I want to see how he deals with that pressure.
But damn, Tank seemed like he about to leapfrog with that fight. Yeah, it's like they was holding Leo Santa Cruz for one of these black urban fighters. Like, yeah, we just gonna use him. We gonna need a good, solid Mexican fighter with a good fan base. We got some accolades, but he ain't really fight too many great fighters. So this could be a step up moment for him too. So yeah, Gary Russell, nah. Tank, yes, him. He's the one.
And I always said that I always feel that Gary Russell will probably beat down Santa Cruz. I always felt that. I still feel that.
If it's one of these washes that y'all talking about.
Because I mean, look, Santa Cruz has actually deteriorated as far, even probably more so than Gary has. He's
They both spoiled on the vine a little bit, but I think Leo Santa Cruz might have a little more wear and tear.
Yeah, because I mean, when we do start out as like a banner, so I mean, he's already up at 130. But then, like I said, he fought way too much bullshit.
Yeah, one dude didn't fight enough bullshit. The other guy fought too much bullshit. Like,
yeah, and then for some reason Al never could get these two in the ring together. LSC can get paid $750,000 to fight a fucking jobber. But you can't make a fight that's pay-per-view ready or even TV ready. So this will always be one of PBC's biggest black eyes. If they don't,
but Gary Russell Jr. get blamed on that too, because Turbo Fist don't be active enough.
Yeah, which is why
like, come on.
Which is why when I say, obviously, Gary Russell is one of the longest reigning champions in boxing. He's like the third longest reigning champion in boxing. He's 5 title defenses in. He's fought once a year since 2015. So I mean, he's no one is.
Stevenson was more active than him.
Well, I mean, Stevenson fought a whole lot of bullshit. Only to the end of his reign when he was clearly finished. Yeah, that's a different story. I mean, but I won't get.
But he was still always an older fighter, though.
Of course, he was an older fighter, though. But I mean, if Silver had stuck to the plan, like, if we stuck to his 2013 plan, we should have had a fight with Kovalev. But like I said, that fight will never happen. And it's a shame too. It's an shame. It's an atrocity. And Stevenson, instead of, because he was the man in that division, instead of like trying to fight somebody, even whether put together a ward fight or someone, he fought a whole bunch of bullshit. to the end until his last two fights.
I mean, but look, Gary Russell Jr. He has the JoJo Diaz win, which looks better now.
Yeah.
Johnny Gonzalez win.
Yeah.
And he has this win. Adonis Stevenson has Chad Dawson, Bika. Let me see.
Tony Bellew. Actually, Tony Bellew's probably the only one that actually
Tony Bellew, yeah.
That actually enhances his arm, but that's all 2013 shit. After 2013, it's
Battle
really,
that draw.
Yeah. That's a draw though, and that's a draw that he was lucky.
Yeah, he should have won that. He should have won that shit.
He was lucky to actually.
Nah. Badou Jack was lucky to get the draw, nigga. In Montreal, in Canada, fuck out of here.
Yeah, but I even said too. I said like after that fight, I said Superman was right for the thinking like he was not gonna get.
This shit was like the light heavyweight Jermaine Taylor Hopkins fight.
But like I said, I mean, I saw what I saw. I said Superman is right. I said Superman will not beat Vosdick. I said after that fight, I said yeah, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
I seen Vosdick had a hard time in that fight too. Like,
Vosdick
didn't come on until really like the second half. Like Badou Jack, but at least he even got dropped.
Ooh, Vosdick didn't get dropped.
Who got dropped? Vosdick did get hurt in that fight.
He got hurt, but there was
my bad. It was Superman that got dropped.
Superman got dropped. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh no, I thought Vosdick didn't. They didn't rule it. There was some type of fuck up in that fight, though, man.
I don't remember. And I was watching that fight. Well, I mean, to tell you, I was watching that fight when I was driving, and P was saying, "What the fuck was I doing?"
Exactly. There was some type of shit in that fight. I thought both of them dropped each other. Like I'm trying to remember. Like
no, there was no knockdown on Vosdick though.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to remember if there was like one of those where the refs didn't call it type shit. I'd like to see the fight again, but all I'm saying is like, man, Gary Russell Jr. It's like, yeah, he ain't get some of these big fights in the Leo Santa Cruz, but dude never kept enough momentum to get them shits. Just the same shit we blame Amir Khan for never getting the Floyd and Pac fights, because every time he had a good win, he would fight somebody else trash and look bad, or he would, he's waiting around looking for a fucking big fight and someone else gets in and he be on some other shit. So it's like Gary Russell not even getting to that level. Because Gary Russell Jr. to me probably a more complete fighter than Amir Khan, but who got the bigger name? Who got the bigger wins? Like,
yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate too. As I mentioned before, Gary Russell unfortunately proves one of my offset points about PBC. It's irony, as I am a Gary Russell fan. But
I mean, this fight wasn't even all that exciting like that either. It was
it wasn't.
Yeah, like I don't feel like this fight had enough good punches.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like I said, I mean, it just shows that Gary, can box his ass off. He's skilled.
He can box a tough guy who has an Olympic pedigree.
Yeah.
It's just, it's no bullshit. I'm not taking away from the win. He won clearly over a tough game opponent, but it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I was not expecting a knockout only because, like I said, my belief of Mongolian fighters, they don't get knocked out, but
fighting them like a fucking Tyson George Foreman or nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't see. I mean, we saw the hands, but we didn't see like the lightning fast right hooks that were like landing flush.
I mean, dude only got like 12 fights, so I mean, he ain't like. I mean, how many good punchers he fought? Like Gary Russell Jr., I don't really look at him as some big puncher like that. Like he solid puncher. He's like a 6.5 maybe.
Yeah, and 6.5, 7 on a really good day, 7.5 on a an extraordinary day. But yeah, he has had real knockouts, but he's not like a big, he's not like a big.
Yeah, but they against career mode.
Yeah.
Compare that to like Thurman, teeing off on damn what's his name? Jeez. I can't. he was giving Maidana a good fight. The new improved Maidana, Soto Karaz.
His cross, hit a cross.
I was like, that's like
Compare Thurman, doing that shit to, Gary Russell, cold cocking, damn, one of those career mode dudes who you knew had, the TBAs. Yeah, that's it. Like, if they ever had a fight night come out like, if Gary Russell ain't TBA, I don't know what is.
Well, I mean, like I said, most people had, Tug TG being his toughest opponent in a minute, and like I said, he passed it, with basically with flying colors.
It's not really a minute. It's the toughest fight from JoJo since JoJo Diaz, and it's like it only feels that tough because Gary Russell barely had no fights in between it.
Mm-hmm. True. So yes, I mean, it's good to see that Gary is actually still in his prime. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much now it's going to be now or never. I mean, you got to do something. You can't be, although this is like his shortest level. I mean, he was only off for like 8 months from his last fight.
Ooh. See, he's getting to the damn Golovkin 2015 stage of his career. So we all better watch closely.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, like one of these fights you talk about, either LLC fight or tank fight or whatever fight he's looking for comes to fruition. Especially if he's serious about dropping that featherweight belt and going up to 135, all types of shit like that. But like I said, that remains to be seen.
He like who y'all want to see him in there with next?
Probably, I want to see him at least unify one of these damn featherweight belts. Whether it's like a Warrington, Warrington would probably be an interesting fight to see what would happen if he deals with someone who's high volume like that. So someone with that type of engine.
I'm picking. If that happened, I'm picking Warrington to beat this dude, right?
Of course you would, because
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Doesn't basically if Stevenson wins this next fight, isn't basically that going to be the next fight? Stevenson and Warrington.
Well, I mean, there's a little bit discord with that right now because with the, apparently Shakur Stevenson's not too happy with Frank Warren while Warrington's promoter. Yeah, the offer is going down. So who even knows at this point? It's supposed to be the next fight, but we don't know.
Because he said he's not making much. It's like the difference from the fight, from the pay he getting from Mariaga ain't hitting like it's supposed to. And if it's a unification fight, you gotta pay like it's a unification fight.
Right.
Yep.
So they gotta look at it like Hooker Ramirez instead of looking at it like it's on some low level shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the fight that I'm looking forward to. I mean, but other than that, I mean,
that'd be a great fight, man. That's cheese.
It definitely would be, But yeah,
Warrington, Turbo Fist, Warrington, Stevenson.
Stevenson,
what about
Turbo
you, P?
Fist?
Turbo Fist. Oh, hold on. Stevenson and Turbo Fist. Yeah. I mean, Stevenson might get that.
That would be an interesting fight. I mean, I would like to see it. Yeah, that too. But I still want to see LSC, but I don't think that's realistic at this point. So.
And it should be the easiest fucking fight. Jeez.
It should be.
Yep.
It should be, but there's
might be the most entertaining too. That in the Warrington.
Well, it's either that or Gary Russell can go fight the Chinese cat that holds that regular belt there. The one with the extreme high work rate, even higher work rate than Warrington. What was it? Zucan, I think that's his name.
Zucan, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that dude.
Yeah, Russell just had one of these type of fights. Like, he need a bigger name.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think he wants to deal with a cat that throws like 1,400, 1,500 punches in a fucking fight.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, that's crackhead type of work rate. But yeah.
Honestly, I think this would be a good fight for Tank. Like, I think this would be a good, but they going to look like the Leo Santa Cruz fight. So, honestly, I would just say maybe Shit. See what's good with Stevenson, Gary Russell Jr. Shit.
Yeah,
Stevenson could be the prospect.
Yeah, it's stupid though that niggas that share the same promoter, as in they can't make a fight within their own camp, even though that's what they've always talked about doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough names. Shit, Tevin
Make it
Farmer
happen.
and
Oh God.
Tevin Farmer.
that'd be, hey, y'all, didn't y'all pick him to win?
Oh my God. Go away. Yeah, go away.
All I know is I just hope I don't see a Gary versus JoJo Diaz 2, because JoJo Diaz has a belt now. I hope that's the one fight I don't want to see. Period.
And
watch that be the one. And watch that be the one.
Yeah, watch that be the one, and watch JoJo run that fade on Turbo.
No.
Yeah, nah, he a better fighter now. I seen it.
No, he's not.
He know that bullshit style. He
is.
those damn little Turbo Fist movements.
If he did, he would have been able to make an adjustment like Gary made an adjustment. No, he didn't.
We'll see. That's why the rematch is the adjustment.
No, it's gonna be the same as usual. JoJo just happened to take advantage of a nigga that was having a career mode glitch. Literally. Yeah, so.
The whole fight, yeah, okay. I mean,
yeah, no. You always think Gary's gonna lose, nigga. Gary's the hand speed guy, nigga. You just have to accept it.
Yeah, like he washes, like.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait till next Groundhog Day.
Niggas always praying on the hand speed god's downfall. It's sad. It's quite sad.
And we just want to see him fight. Shit. When Thurman is more active than you, it's a problem.
You can't really say that anymore.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. The next time on PBC Fighter Z. Will we celebrate Groundhog Day twice in a year? Find out next time.
Still, yeah. But overall the card it was decent. It was it could have been more, but it was decent for what it was.
It was better than the Swift card.
No question about that, man. It was a decent offering by Showtime, and I wasn't compelled to walk around my place. Don't try not to go to sleep. So that is a win.
I mean, you had the nap in the Rigo fight, so hey.
I actually stayed up to watch it. I was just horrified at what the fight turned into after the first round. I was more horrified than tired.
Me and PJ was texting each other during that fight, and it's like he later quoted me. He's like, "Yo, what did you mean?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was forever talking about that. This man was just. This shit was garbage. I couldn't even. I was like, damn, what the fuck was I typing? I must have fell asleep texting. And it was FJJK, a whole bunch of Rigo going. That shit was just shutting me down. Damn.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it wasn't as long as it wasn't the Swifts on there, but yeah, I mean, I can, it's room for improvement, and hopefully, maybe the next big Showtime card, there's none of that, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, cause should struggle. So yeah, next.